Hey, everybody. It is yours truly, Dr. Shamika Dean, your favorite marketing solutionist. Come on in, come on in, come on in. If you are new, hey, if you are a replay watcher, welcome back. And thank you for stopping what you're doing and tuning in to hear what Dr. Dean has to say. Um, I like to know where my people are tuning in from. So just let me know where you're tuning in from real quick. Hey, Tamasha. Hey, Lady Taj, Miss Smith, your virtual clone. Hello. So again, hey, I am the person that you come to when you want to shift from six figures a year to six-figure quarters in your business, learning how to market like a mogul and then scale like a mogul. All right. So I want to talk real quick about a topic that actually I saw on a friend's page earlier today. We were having a conversation about, free lead generation tools and the audience that they attract. Okay. So that's what the conversation was about. And so I wanted to talk about that because there is a belief around offering free lead generation tools to premium price clients and what a premium paying client is willing to sign up for, look into when it comes to them building their business. So is a free lead generation tool, when you use the word free, is that a turnoff for a premium paying client? So first I want to say this, that every person has a different buying behavior, right? So an experienced buyer buys differently than a beginning buyer. Okay. So in most cases, when it comes to marketing and putting your offer in front of people, they need up to an average of 20 touch points, right? Before they decide to invest in themselves through you. Now, the 20 touch points does not have to be direct touch points, right? Direct access doesn't mean that they're touching you in your inbox 20 times. Doesn't mean that they're on a call with you 20 different times. It doesn't mean that. So 20 touch points is those 20 touch points could be them you seeing pieces of content from them, whether it's directly or indirectly, right? That means whether it's on social media, whether it's in the email list, whether you've heard them on a podcast, whether a friend of yours has shared something with them, whether you did get into their funnel and you've seen them talk about what they do 20 or more times. Oftentimes, to be completely honest, can y'all hear me? Am I clear? Am I good? Let me know, because it looks like my internet is acting weird. Hey, Nikita. Hey, Taiwan. Let me make sure y'all can hear me before I keep talking. Make sure I'm not breaking up or anything, because y'all know the internet does not want to be our friend. And okay, good. You can hear me? All right, boom. So let me get back to it. All right. Excuse me. So when I say 20 touch points, it does not mean that there is direct contact with you every single time. To be completely honest, we run across people 20 times in most cases without even knowing it. Like we've seen them somewhere, heard their name, someone has mentioned their name, we've seen an ad, we've seen an offer, someone has shared something. We may have joined an offer that they did have for free or low cost, right? And so there are those touch points there. Now, an experienced buyer may not need up to 20 touch points. However, it doesn't mean that they don't take the time to do their research. And so their research may be, they may not get into download a free document, a PDF, right? However, they may jump into your funnel. If you're offering a free challenge, they may jump into your funnel. If you're offering a free quiz, they may jump into your funnel. If you hop on a live and they're doing a training, or they're doing a masterclass or webinar, whatever the case may be, right? And so you may not need as many touch points to decide if that is the person that you're going to invest in, if you're an experienced buyer, because you have a better idea or understanding of what it is you're actually needing and what you're looking for. You know what you want and what you don't want. So when you've invested quite a few times and you've increased your investment as you've gone, then you may not need as many touch points in order to make a decision. However, you do make an educated decision based on the research that you have done on that particular person. So while it may not necessarily feel like 20 times or be 20 times exactly, there is research that you do. But I want to talk about, again, the language around free when it comes to your lead generation tool, when it comes to attracting premium price clients. Okay, so number one, the messaging that you use to communicate your offer is going to matter more than if it's free or paid, because you can have an amazing paid offer and your messaging does not align with what that premium price client is looking for, and so they're not going to buy that. And so I want to make sure that we understand, when we talk about premium price, it's not about the amount of the investment. The real identifier is actually the buying behavior of a particular client. Okay, so the buying behavior of a particular client is what really determines what they're going to be willing to invest in, whether free or paid, depends on their buying behavior. And how long it's going to take for them to actually invest, it depends on their buying behavior. Okay, so some people, even if they have invested 10, 15, 20, 30,000, 40,000, $50,000, they are not just going to go to someone's page that they've never met and just drop 50 racks. They're not going to someone's page that they've never met and drop $40K, 20K, 15K without seeing that there is some value. So there is a level of research, which again becomes a touch point. Am I clear? Am I clear on that? Is that clear? Okay. And so the other thing I want to talk about is that free is free. It doesn't matter how you position, it doesn't matter what you call it. Free is free. Right now, I'm doing something for free. It is considered a lead generation tool, or it is considered building a brand experience, which means sharing the expertise and your knowledge in the particular area of expertise that you say you operate in. Hey, Miss Crystal. So again, when it comes to the word free, we have to understand that number one, free does not mean it's invaluable. So can we all agree on that? If we can agree on that, just type yes in the comments. Free does not mean that it's invaluable. That's not what free means. Okay. And here's the thing. Whenever you do a Facebook Live, it's free. Doesn't mean that it's not valuable because you're not charging for it. When you have a Facebook group and you are putting people in that group because you want to build and cultivate those connections, it doesn't mean that it's invaluable because the Facebook group is free. All right. When you're posting social media content on social media, it doesn't mean that it's invaluable, but you're not charging anybody to post that content. It's simply a lead generation tool. So whether you're hosting a webinar, whether you're hosting a 5-day challenge, if there is no price point on it, it's free, even if you don't say it's free. But free does not dilute the value of what you're putting out there. All right. And so we have to understand that, when it comes to an experienced buyer, they are not looking for free as in a way to save $1 or $1. What they're looking at is, let me see the value that you have before I invest in you at all. And especially before I invest in you at a higher level. Because if I'm tuning into your free content and there's not enough value in the free content, then there is no reason for me to invest in what you have to offer, because I haven't found any value in the free content. Okay. So, excuse me. I'm sorry, my voice is going out, y'all. So y'all just bear with me, because I am going to try to go ahead and get through this in about 15 minutes. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, free does not dilute the value. Okay. And so because as a marketer or as a person who owns a business, you're marketing and promoting your service, you have to understand the buying behaviors of your audience. So if you know that the average person in your audience needs 10 touch points to buy from you, then you know that you have to show up before them consistently 10 times, offering high level value to help them make an investment as an experienced buyer, even if it's at a premium price point. Okay. Now let's talk about when you should offer something for free. And this means when you're doing like a training, a webinar, a class, or any of those things, a challenge. So let's talk about when and why you do things free. When the reason that you do them, number one, is because you're wanting to build lead generation. You're providing a brand experience. So you're giving them an opportunity to experience you. So it's like the preview before they actually pay. Okay. And you also are doing it to build lists, build your email list. So most people, in order for you to build retention, you build relationship. And so how do you build relationship? By providing a brand experience. You build relationship through your lead generation tools. You build relationship through your list building or even private communities. You build relationships. That's what marketing is about. Before you can turn it into money, you have to build a relationship. Okay. So again, lead generation to provide brand experience and for list building is a reason that you should actually offer any tool or any kind of training without a cost. Okay. So for free, that's when you do that. Okay. Especially if you're going to utilize things like text message marketing and things like that. All those things are so vitally important. And the reason they are important is because you're not just offering it free just to offer it free. Yes, you show up, you show your value, your expertise, but you also want to build a relationship on the back end, because every not now may be a next. Somebody put that in the comments. Every not now could be a next. This is why major corporations use email lists, because they know that if they can get you in their email list, even if you don't buy right now, you will buy next, because they're going to offer you another opportunity, because they're building relationships with you, and they're going to offer you another opportunity to invest in them, invest in yourself through them, or purchase one of their products. Okay. So again, when it comes to when you should be offering something free, it's when you're doing list building, brand experience, lead generation, and you are building a relationship, because every not now could be next. And if you're really in business to do more than make a profit, then you want to build relationship. And here's why: because relationship builds retention. Every major business you know is still in business because they have customer retention. And this is why we are not afraid to offer anything for free, because we know that we're still offering value, and that value will lead to volume. Okay. And that value is going to lead to more visibility for me and my brand. And then that value is also going to turn them from a potential customer into a paying client at some point. Okay. Now, excuse me, if you offer paid traffic, right? So you're using a paid option to build leads. This means that you can still build clientele. You can still get people to invest in you, right? But you have to think on the purpose, and also whatever your price point is. You're also going to have to understand is when you lead with them paying for something first, you're going to get a lower amount of opt-ins. So your price point also needs to be higher for you to make a profit that's big enough for you to not have to focus on volume or building relationship. Okay. And so when you're doing that, again, when people pay without a preview, in most cases, it leads to less customer retention. And here's why: because they didn't get enough time to experience you and build a relationship with you to see the value that you have to offer, so they can come in and they may not be satisfied with what it is you have to offer. And so they're not coming back. So it breaks the opportunity for retention, which then impacts your overall revenue. Okay. All right. And so if your goal is profit only and less customer retention, then you can lead with paid offers only. If you are not interested in building for the long term or longevity, then you can lead with paid offers only. But if you want to build a relationship and you want to continue to build retention and create revenue, then using a lead generation tool that does not cost but still offers high value is the route that you want to go. All right. Excuse me. Now, when it comes to which option you choose, they both work. I believe that a real business model, a strong business model, offers both free and paid lead generation tools. I believe that wholeheartedly. Because again, there's 15% that already know what they want and they're ready to buy, but you also have about 60% that are not ready, well, 30%, I'm sorry, that are not ready to buy, and they're just trying to get to know you before they make that investment, and they want to make a wise investment. Now, I want to make this clear before I wrap this up. The number one thing that I said in the beginning is that your messaging is what's going to convert. Whether it's a free offer, free lead generation tool, or paid, your messaging is what's going to convert at the end of the day. All right. When you can convert, it really doesn't matter if the offer is free or not, when you know how to convert. All right. The other thing is that there's a method to the business model that you're using. So you want to identify what business model is going to be effective for the method of lead generation that you're going to use for whatever it is you are promoting and whatever your purpose is. And I want to close out with this because I think it's very important for you to understand that I am a what would be considered a premium paying client. But at the end of the day, Dr. Shamika Dean is going to make wise investments. I'm not about to go and drop 30, 40, 50 racks, and I have invested at that level, but I'm not about to drop $30,000, $40,000 on a person that I know absolutely nothing about without seeing what value they have to offer. It's not going to happen, Captain. And it has nothing to do about my maturity or it has nothing to do about my maturity. It has to do with my common sense and my wisdom to say, hey, no, I'm going to go and see what you have to offer. I want to see what the value is that you're putting out here for free before I decide to give you my funds. It doesn't mean that I'm scared. Doesn't mean that I'm not experienced. It doesn't mean any of those things. It just means that I'm a wise investor, and the money that I'm putting out, I'm going to make sure that when I put it into something, I am more than likely going to yield a return on the investment. That's what business owners do. That's what we do. We make wise decisions, and we make the decisions that will affect our bottom line in our business and that are going to continue to move us forward. So no, I'm not going to go and find somebody off the street that I don't know anything about and just invest in them. But I don't necessarily have to have all of the touch points to make the investment because I'm an educated buyer, experienced buyer. So I know what I'm looking for, and I know how to read through all of the fluff. And I know, how to really identify the level of value that's being offered before I make a decision. All right. So again, when the question was basically, do free lead generation tools turn away premium price buyers or investors? They absolutely do not. It simply just depends on the buying behavior of that particular client or that person, what it is they're looking for, the level of the level of experience that they have. If they're an educated buyer, then no, they may not sign up for a free downloadable document. They may not sign up for a free webinar. However, if they're not signing up, it's because the messaging does not connect with what they are looking for. Point blank, period. All right. So any questions before I wrap this up? I just wanted to touch on this because it was a really good conversation that we had. There was a lot of great, feedback on the post as well. But I wanted to just dive into this video and do a little bit more talking about it to kind of expound upon, the difference in how each marketing method or tool works, because there's a method to the madness of marketing. There really is. Right? Marketing is not just simply posting content. It's not having a website. It's not having an email list. Marketing is messaging, and messaging is language. So when you're developing a marketing strategy, the strategy is how you're going to get this message out here. But the language is what the people actually connect to. Okay. It's what the people actually connect to. And so what I see, even with when people are marketing, they think if they just post on their page that they're offering something, that's what marketing is. It's not. If you don't have the messaging and you're not using the right language, then you are not going to be able to convert, no matter how pretty your flyers are, no matter if you're offering something for free or if you're charging for it. Okay. So with that being said, I am actually doing a live training on September 15th. I'm going to be sharing how to have a six-figure launch without ads. Now, the reason I want to talk about doing it without ads is because there are a lot of people out here that can teach and that teach six-figure launch strategy or launch strategy, but there are very few that can teach you how to do it without investing in ads. And so I'm going to be sharing with you how to do it without investing in ads. And I'm going to talk about some of the myths that people tell you that you have to do in order to do it, right? So one of the things is they say, oh, you need a large following. No, you do not. They may tell you, oh, you have to be on social media all day, every day in order for you to have a six-figure launch without ads. No, you do not. You know why? Because it's all in the messaging and the language that you use. And so I'm going to be sharing with you how to create or craft messaging that will attract ready buyers, how to create messaging that will convert cold leads and not just warm leads and people that you already know. So I'll be sharing those strategies with you again. It's at September 15th at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. There is no charge for this, but the value is going to be priceless. So you need to be in the room. And then I'm going to share with you how you can apply to work with us further. But I'm going to be doing that again, September 15th, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So the link, excuse me, is if you go to my profile on Instagram, it's in my bio. And for those who are watching me on Facebook or LinkedIn, you will see the flyer there, and the link is also on those posts, but I will put the link in the comment section and in the caption of this video. All right. So Cynthia says, I posted 4 times a day and got 0 traffic for my tax business last year. Absolutely. And that's because it has absolutely nothing to do with how many times you post. It's not so much visibility, but it's about value. Okay. And so, yes, visibility is important. However, the value that you provide is way more important than you showing up online and posting 4 or 5 times a day, right? You don't have to do that. I've posted on Instagram, once or twice a week sometimes, and I've still walked away with 10K paid in full clients. So it's not about how many times you post, but it is about what you post and what you're putting out there. And so we'll be talking about the type of post that actually will convert a premium price client, because those are things that you also need to know as well. What is really making the person invest at a higher level in themselves when you're putting your content out there, right? What is the buying behavior of a premium price client? So I'll be talking about those things in the training that I'm going to be doing. So again, it's September 15th. You want to go ahead and secure your spot. You can go to my Instagram page, look at my bio. The link is in there. And again, those that are on Facebook and LinkedIn, I'll post it in the caption or the comment section of this video. And I will also add the link to the caption of the video as well, so that you can get in the room and be a part of this, this training that I'm going to be sharing with you all. Because again, it's not about whether it's free or not. It's really about the marketing, the messaging, the language, and how you are positioning what it is you are putting out there. Okay. So I'll be sharing those things, and I hope to see you all there. If you have any more questions, y'all know where to find me. I love you immensely and intensely, as I always say, and I will talk to you all again next time.